All right. Okay, look at that. We are live and we're all set. We're good to go. So, welcome everyone. Gopher morning to you, GM. Here back with another alpha for everyone. And I'm joined by our awesome team. We got Grant, our cracked dev, and we got Brendan, our cracked co-founder, and me, Mateo. We'll get jamming here in just a second as everyone jumps in. I'm going to start the stream with a little disclaimer. Today we're going to be talking and demoing some of our trading tools and our auto trading tools, including GoTrader. Everything you see here is not financial advice. This is just us showing you different intelligence tools utilizing AI to give you a smarter way to trade, but you assume all responsibilities within the market, which can be risky. So with that, we got that out of the way. We're excited to kick off today's alpha for everyone. It's a big one, you guys. This is some really strap in. Like this is actually going to be some real pure alpha. But before I get into some of the things, Grant, Brendan, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Incredibly optimistic.
Grant, you dive in. Sorry, I'm fiddling around with my mute button. It's all me.
Yeah, I feel good. Running on all cylinders. Work life's going well. Personal life, just 10 out of 10.
Cool. Are you caffeinated?
Actually, no. First time in a while, I've not had coffee yet.
Okay.
That's how much of a high I'm running.
Wow, look at that. That's great to see. Brendan, you rocking the tea over there?
I am, yes. My flask of this is tea that comes from the mountainous region in China, and it's a wild tea, and it's delicious. It's actually from 2021 of all things. It's a really random,
Is it pu'er?
It's not. No, it's a wild bush tea.
Okay, well, get ready to spill the tea because this is going to be a big alpha for everyone.
So nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How about you guys who are tuning in? Are you drinking coffee, tea? Are you winding out the day? Maybe you're having a beer, looking at the charts. Obviously, it's a little crazy out there, but we keep building here at Gopher, building and shipping every single day. And what you guys get to see is just the amazing work that we keep shipping. And I want to kick off the stream. We'll cover this at the beginning and the end, but just how hype we are for the Gopher community pre-sale, which we are now 5 days away from. So we've got a new dashboard live for that we can, I think, display this week or on the stream. And want to just highlight some metrics for you guys. So we have almost 7,000 people registered, which is just incredible. And we've got over 11.7 million in interest and demand. And that shows just the pure excitement from the community for the pre-sale. And so if you haven't yet, please make sure to register for the pre-sale, secure your spot. We're going to have early bird bonuses. And this week we dropped the blog, How to Join the GeoAI Presale, which is all the information that you're looking for. I will drop the registration link and the details beneath the stream, but make sure to register and join. We're super hype about it, and we're really just honored and grateful for everyone's interest and commitment as we count down the days to the presale. Brendan, any thoughts on that?
No, just super excited for giving this as like a very small early look for the current community. So as we kind of build up to launch, this will be the best opportunity for the community to get involved. There is a small cap, price isn't set, so the price is set by the community in a Dutch auction, and all the details are on the hub. So make sure you're pre-registered. If you haven't done KYC, get KYC done. And thrilled to kind of onboard everyone to the new platform and welcome new supporters.
Awesome. Let's go. Great. So with that, I think we can start to roll stuff out and do some demos. What do you guys think?
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited to follow Grant with
Something better.
No, it's just like it's really pleasing to see. God, this sounds bad. It's pleasing to see the market going down, but one of our agents' profits going up in real time. So I'm definitely excited to show you that as the market is nuking, the agent was going short, I don't know, like 12 hours ago, and it's now paying off for it. So
Is that right?
yeah, it is. It's
How about it?
I'll show you in a minute.
Yeah.
Which is great. Cool. Over to Grant.
That is the face of someone that's definitely making money. Sweet. Let me share my screen here. Awesome. Sweet. So we pushed some recent updates to GoTrader. The sentiment is actually live now on Prod, and this is including Reddit data as well. And we've added some websites and just increased stability, so check that out. We're also sorting. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Grant, I think it'd be worthwhile to dig in just again, a little summary of what's powering this in case people didn't catch the last stream.
Cool. Yeah, amazing. So this is a sentiment dashboard that we recently deployed, tracking these 6 assets. And the way this works, this is using our Gopher client, which sits on top of our network of miners who mine data. And every 10 minutes, it basically runs the agent and asks, give me sentiment analysis on these assets. And it will hit a variety of websites, scrapes those. For tweets, it looks for tweets with high impressions, and then KOLs from those high-performing tweets. And then also includes top and trending posts on Reddit to essentially determine a sentiment score between 0 and 100, and just kind of gives you that extra layer of insight, that exogenous data, as we put it. And then the update that recently went live is sorting the assets by score. So currently Bitcoin at the top. I think we had some large ETF inflows like 10 minutes ago, hence this little spike. And then just a little bit of blurb about how the agent derived, that sentiment. What's really nice is that this hit like some other bowling pins for us. We were in the process of doing some synthetic requests to our network to just kind of keep momentum alive. But now that there are many of these agents basically using the network every 10 minutes, it acted as a sort of synthetic request engine for us. So there's really no bandwidth being lost. Even the sort of automated requests are useful to the users and network at large. So that's this feature. I am demoing our persistent chat today.
What's super interesting about this? So far, the biggest position that the auto trading agent has closed in the last 24 hours was a short on Doge. Interesting enough, and it's fascinating to see on here that Doge's sentiment is kind of the lowest.
Yeah,
and I also think that XRP right now is one of the bigger shorts that it's holding. It's holding XRP short. ETH. Yeah, we'll go through it a little bit, but it's interesting to see that the Doge was not great sentiment, but also it's one of the bigger winners that the auto trader has picked in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, that's really great to see. We definitely have some iterating to do on this. It's choosing XRP as 50, which is technically dead middle in terms of the range, but it being on the bottom of the sort of list does make sense. But yeah, we're really excited to layer this into the agent analysis. I think the fact that it's already performing as well as it is without this data is very, very promising. So it'll be nice to kind of layer this in.
Yeah, Grant, one final question on this is like, I, as a user, how should I read that number?
Yeah, I would read it currently not very, like if it moves 5 points, don't like all of a sudden open a huge trade because you're sensing momentum, right? It's definitely a very coarse score currently. But I do think over the coming weeks, as we start to integrate this data and refine it, you'll be able to sort of trust these micro movements even more. I think what Brendan mentioned is spot on, which is like, okay, yeah, Doge and XRP are at the bottom of the list. That's probably meaningful, right? The agent has specific instructions to try to not rate all assets the same and actually choose winners and losers, even if it's subtle, to basically get that sentiment in there. So yeah, that's my comment on that. But it should
Awesome.
the granularity of change should be more meaningful as time goes on. Yeah. Great. So that's that feature. So we also recently pushed persistent chat, which I have actually loved and found it incredibly useful. So both on the advanced analysis page and the discovery page, you're now able to chat about a particular analysis or a particular asset and bring that over essentially into the advanced analysis. So I'll choose BTC. This is the Binance BTC USDT perpetual. And I can click in here, and then to unlock the actual analysis, I can click unlock. And so this basically shows the most recent analysis on this particular asset, which you can review. What's really nice now is that if you scroll to the bottom, you get this chat window that appears. So it's currently telling me to wait. I can, yes, so it has a few candlesticks. So I can say, given the range of candlestick timeframes, what time frame are you most confident in? So this gave me this huge analysis, and I'm really asking, hey, if I were to latch on to sort of one particular indicator, which would you suggest? And so this will crank the numbers and give me back hopefully a meaningful answer here. Yep, so based on the current market data, I'm most confident in the 4-hour time frame. There's clarity, balance, context, other reasons. But you can see it's like a nice, yeah, it's a really, I didn't prepare this at all. It's a really nice, concise chat response. And what's been really cool about this feature is that we have a couple of different prompt templates, right? Like if you're asking for a general analysis, you want a completely different prompt context than if you're asking for clarity on an existing analysis. So that's been kind of fun to massage, and I also expect this to get more robust as time goes on. And what's really great is now that I've chatted about this particular asset, and if I were to jump over to advanced analysis, I can just enter this. So it was Binance BTC USDT. And I can click into this asset in the advanced analysis and immediately get my chat to load. So it knows, hey, this is my first question on the matter, and this was its existing response. So now I can continue chatting and say something like, okay, within the 4-hour time frame, what are the price points I'm looking at, blah blah blah, which is really great. You can kind of continue to extend the chat and ask about maybe a swing trade or some sort of custom trade that you have in mind. And so that is that feature. Really excited about it. And yes, we should probably put a CTA at the bottom of the discovery, bringing you to this page.
And this was a feature that quite a few people requested. Really looking forward to kind of getting this out. There's also going to be some refactoring that Grant's working on today in the chat here, because we realized for lower resolutions, the chat gets squashed because of the way the tools are laid out. So there's some quick wins we're going to put there, so as people are able to more easily use the interface and then go from here to a one-click trade into Hyperliquid. So you can kind of get to the point that Grant got with your kind of chat, establish where your entry point, your take profit, your stop losses, and then with one click have your wallet confirm the transaction with Hyperliquid, and then place your trade directly in Hyperliquid, which will give you that seamless kind of end-to-end experience as a manual trader.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I just love like how seamless it is across the different features. Like you go to Discover, you're able to get the reasoning behind it. Then you can dig into the chat-based functionality. then you can go chart it and get more functionality. I mean, that's just really awesome, guys. Like, this is just becoming so robust. And I say this kind of every stream, but like, if you guys aren't using GoTrader first thing in the morning to do your market analysis and dig in to get an idea of where things are headed, like, what are you doing? Like, it's like the time spent and the actual intel that you're going to be able to get on this versus just using TradingView or going to these other sites is just like, there's no comparison. And every time that I go to GoTrader, I'm just blown away by like the predictive nature of it, getting a sense of what moves I should make. And even if you're not trading, like the actual education that you're getting on how it's thinking about market and assets is literally like a crash course. It's really impressive. Like, I'm learning just so much, and I'm really changing the way I think about the market because of it. And so I just highly recommend that this become a staple in everyone's flow. If you're already in this industry, if you're already in crypto, if you're already looking at this stuff, if you're scrolling on X all day, like, come on, like actually get really sophisticated intelligence when it comes to looking at the market. So just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I've had a few friends say to me something like, "Oh man, AI just does everything for you." And I always respond with, "Actually, no, I'm learning at 10x the speed." And yes, there's some automation, of course, happening, but I'm leveling up myself by using it, right? It's not just taking my brain and doing things for me. So cool.
Awesome. Speaking of
I
automation,
keep mislaying my mute button. It's like, what am I doing? Sorry. It's really
all
bad.
good.
No, I like it. I mean, like, everything changes, right? Especially on a day like today, where the market is going against everyone's bullishness, right?
Mhm.
So, it's really important to have an objective view on the market and to, know how and when to change your view in a way that's disciplined and effective. So we'll kind of get into that more in a minute as to how you can remove like emotionality and bias from the market. Like, we all are bullish on crypto, we wouldn't be here. But if you're a trader, you can't get married to your positions or married to your bags. And it's really important to kind of retain that discipline and objective view. And we'll kind of go through and show you what that looks like next, essentially.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, especially in this entire cycle, it's been nothing but we're so back and it's so over. And like, those are just such extreme emotional places to view the market. And I feel like every day that I go on X, it's either one or the other. And it's like, and there's actually like really great theses that people present on a 24-hour rolling basis as to why we're so back or it's so over. And so, like, how do you actually get some sanity there and take that emotion and that extreme view out of the market? It's like, no wonder we're just chopping all over the place if that's the emotional sentiment. You're gonna need to go back to the data. Like, that's the only way you're gonna find some kind of sanity to make sense of something that is illogical and doesn't make sense. And to be honest, if I would have had like a hypothesis with such extreme sentiment shifts, I would say that like maybe AI wouldn't know what to do with that. This has completely proven that idea wrong. Can you see? I think okay.
You're
We're back.
losing audio slightly. I think you might have ground and then come back.
We're so back. Are
Yeah,
we
you are.
so back? It was so over for a second. The case in point, the stream
That's
glitched, but yeah, like how do you actually? I would have thought that AI like maybe couldn't make sense of that, but actually, all of the data does, and it actually creates a predictive idea of those shifts ahead of time and works with that. So Yeah, just +1 for this Go trader and high quality data. But what could it do with automation? What could it do on its own?
What could it do with automation, and what could it do on its own? So we've kind of been hinting at this for a while, but we've been our CTO, who I mentioned this before, built one of the biggest inference platforms in the world behind Llama, has been tinkering with chain of thought reasoning with agents for a very, very long time, and specifically using chain of thought reasoning to optimize relatively low performance models that could run on a small device, run on the edge, and not need huge infrastructure to pull off. And internally at the organization, we have a pretty significant advantage with the tooling that we put around LLMs, not just including the data, but also the way in which we structure reasoning logic and action-based logic using our own internal frameworks. And for the last, couple of months, we've been slowly going from manual trading to automated trading using agents that use both the data feeds that we implement, so the pricing data feeds, the sentiment data feeds, the social data feeds to make better decisions. And in a lot of our experimentation, as compared to N of 1, which many of you will see just use the LLM as the control group, we have been seeing consistently high performance on the actual outputs, both of manual trading and now automated trading. So I'm going to demo today something that we are launching probably on Monday of next week. It's going to launch in the same way that N of 1 launched, which is a set of strategies, using my British pronunciation, that are trading using our agent framework and our data pipelines. So where N of 1 used agents that were built around a model, whether that be Qwen, whether that be DeepSeek, whether that be OpenAI, whether that be Anthropic, so on and so forth, we're building around a strategy and a framework in which an agent operates. So that framework being a risk-based framework, an information-based framework, and an execution-based framework. And in a minute, I'll quickly go through and show you an agent that's been running just overnight. It was running from about 9 o'clock last night until this morning, what its performance has been, and kind of give you some insight into how this is performing and how it's functioning. Then what is here for you all as users? Like, how does this tie into what's coming with Gopher, with this transition, why we're leaning into this so much? And I think the results will kind of speak for themselves pretty clearly. And then when are you going to be able to get access to these tools? So I'm going to share my screen. And what you'll see here when I share my screen is it's an agent that is configured to run across a set of majors. So this will be deployed to the interface that Grant saw. This agent is configured to trade across 14 pairs of assets listed on Hyperliquid. There's actually 217 pairs listed on Hyperliquid. This agent is trading across 14 of those. The agent goes through 15 steps. It has 15 tools available to it within this tool framework. It allows itself to commit 5% risk to each position. And it trades off of the 1 minute, the 15-minute, and the 5-minute timeframes. And you can see the tools that are listed here. And in a moment, I'll dive in and show you how we configure this. And to the right, you can see the performance. If I show you this dashboard here, this is the agent running since it was 10 p.m. last night. I fired this up. You can see it's cycling through all of the different assets that it's tracking. And you'll see consistently here, one thing that's very different about our reasoning is that typically agents will only take positions when there's a very high conviction in the position. So part of what is going to always get you as a trader is a lack of patience and a lack of discipline. And we have forced the agent and the model here to be extremely disciplined. So even on the lower time frames, you're going to see a lot of these weight signals. When you go to discovery or discovery or bubbles, you're going to see a lot of weight signals a lot of time. Now, what the agent does here, it automates the tracking of those signals. So you'll see it cycling through weights. Let's see if we can find in the logs here. There's 12 hours of weights here on a lot of assets. Oh, there's one. I saw one right back here. We went short on Ripple at 8 a.m. this morning, my time, which was around 3 hours ago. And then if we go back, we went short on Avalanche at 8 a.m. this morning. We were waiting. Anyway, we could kind of go through here. So I'm going to go back to this position. You can see here, this is the balance. The account opened when we started the agent at $10,000. As of this morning, there's a minor delay on pricing updates here. This updates every 15 to 20 minutes, just because we're currently getting rate limited on the Hyperliquid API, and we need to implement some new infrastructure before this goes to production. And you can see that the agent was trading through the night. You can see that it was finding its feet. It took some positions. You can even see down here, it was losing quite a few positions. It won a few. The biggest one that it did win was a Doge short here, right at the beginning of the session. But all of the losses here are within the risk parameters. And the agent is designed to manage its stop loss effectively and efficiently. Where you see there's a manual trade close, this is because it hasn't necessarily hit a stop loss. The agent has decided that this position was not viable any longer. Therefore, it's manually closed it at an earlier risk threshold than what it originally set. So let me just walk you through that. I've decided that I will open a position with a risk parameter, and I'm going to let that run to my stop loss, or I might come back and cut it if the scenario changes. I might decide my stop loss is no longer valid, so I'm going to move my stop loss to be closer to my entry. The agent will do that dynamically, and you can even see here with these four active positions right now. The agent for these went short across the board. It was actually trying to short quite a lot this morning. You could see it was kind of flip-flopping backwards and forwards, long short. And eventually it kind of got conviction. And here were its last four trades right at the bottom here, which was just short Avalanche, short Injective, short XRP, short Aave. Sorry, these are all longs. Where are the trades that are open? They may not show in here until they're closed. They actually don't show until they're settled in here. But as you can see, by taking these positions this morning when they were opened, we're now over 20% up on the day. And the agent will continue to manage these positions until such a time that it will decide either the take profit has been hit or it will manually close them when the market changes, or it deems that it's worth cutting the position. So you can see the win rate hasn't been great over the last 24 hours because the market was really choppy. But as soon as it's discovered direction, which, direction is now obvious, right? From this chart. So it was being chopped around here, found direction, and now it's ridden the direction down in a set of open high confidence positions. And we've seen this play out consistently with our models, with our agencies. They'll go through this period of finding their feet in the market. And then once they've found their feet in the market and they've established the direction of the trend, they'll typically be able to identify when that trend kicks off very accurately, ride the trend, and typically take out good profits at the appropriate moment of time. And And let's just take a look to see what the agent logs are saying here. Yes, you see it's continuing to say wait on these before closing, which is super interesting. On this dashboard, there will be multiple agents with different strategies all competing. You'll be able to track these, and then at the appropriate time, we will open this up to all of you. So you'll be able to come in here, you'll be able to create a new agent. This can be alpha for everyone. We're going to use this Quen model, which is the one that we are using across the board. It's very, very good for this style of trading. By default, these are the indicators that the agent uses. This is going to be configurable by you. So you can essentially use your own custom indicators. Maybe it's RSI, volume profile, OBV volume, like you name it, Bollinger Bands, like you can put them in here. And then we're going to go through our trading setups. Like we're going to want to trade, let's say, Bitcoin, Atom, and Ape. I maybe want to do the 1 hour time frame plus the 4 hour. Let's just do that. I want to look back over the last 14 days of trading data, and I want to keep analyzing my position every 5 minutes.
Can you zoom in a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully that's better.
Much. Cool.
Yeah, so like maybe I want to like analyze the position every 1 minute. Maybe I want to analyze it every 30 minutes. You know, this is the equivalent to you as an individual. Keep checking your position. So this is how often the agent will evaluate the position, and then we can get into the strategy builder. And the strategy builder is interesting. Like, okay, so we want the agent to be able to analyze market conditions. We want it to view the current pairs that we've selected in our watch list. So we've selected these three assets to be added to our watch list, and we want the agent to keep track of those 3 pairs. We don't necessarily want to add any additional pairs to the watch list. So we're just going to kind of have those 3 static, and we're only going to trade those. But like, let's say we want to expand the assets that the agent is trading, we can have this. So it can add and remove assets from the watch list, and we want to remove assets as well. So it will constantly keep the best assets in the market that are available to trade at the time updated. And then we're not going to go for spot. We're going to go for our perps position. We're going to add the ability to open, close. You could just have it open long positions and close long positions. You can have it so it's long only, short only, whatever you want. So we're going to have long and short ability here. We're going to allow it to adjust its stop loss to manage risk and close a position if it feels like it's appropriate. We're going to allow it to like size accordingly based on like the market. So if the market's really volatile, it will size smaller. If it's less volatile, more directional, it'll size bigger. If it's got higher confidence, it will size bigger. If it's got lower confidence, it will size smaller. We then want it to configure its entry and exits, place appropriate stop losses and take profits. And we also want it to be able to wait to take an action. Like, you can not have this and it won't wait and it will just trade whatever it can find, but that's more degenerate behavior than, you know, patient behavior. We want it to view all of our orders. We want it to be able to cancel orders, and we want it to be able to cancel all orders in case there's an emergency. Happy day. If you want to, can you close the day manually? Yes, you can do if you want to do that. You can just do that directly in Hyperliquid. Good question. So you can see I built up my my strategy builder here. I can then save the agent. This is the agent interface here. I can check my configuration. So default configuration here is 5% risk per trade, maximum leverage 10x, and the maximum amount of margin it can use is 50%. I've got this configured right now. Just, you can use it as a paper wallet, so you can test your strategies. You can also use it directly on Hyperliquid, so you can just go straight into trading. You can see the pairs you're trading, the time frames, how often it's evaluating, the data provider, which is Gopher, the network. You can view all of the tools you've been configured, and then the prompt. This is our kind of default agent prompt, but you will also be able to update this yourself. So you could write your own strategy, and imagine having a chat interface here where you can actually chat to an LLM to have it help you create your strategy. So it will understand all of your configuration, and then you can chat to the agent about your objectives, and it will help you tweak and refine your config for your agent as well. You can think of that like Cursor for building an agent. So really having like your intern or your partner kind of go through and help you do this, and then you can track your P&L, your completed trades, and then you can see what it's recommending in terms of current reasoning. So, you know, it's looked at Bitcoin, it's looked at Atom, it's looked at Ape, and because of where it's trading, it's wanting to see a rally back into like resistance before it's going to open a short here, because it views that it's violating the rule of trading within confirmed trading zones, which is one of the things that we have clearly determined here and in one of our tools. And within the tools in the future, you'll be able to configure the parameters of the tool. So for example, like with the market analysis tool, you'll be able to configure the objective or the lens through which it's analyzing the market. Like, you might be looking at the market to build a long-term position for 2 years in Bitcoin, and that's very different to someone that's building a position for 2 weeks. There's nothing stopping you from using an agent here to accumulate a position of tokens over the course of 3 months, over the course of 3 minutes, over the course of 3 days, whatever it looks like. So yeah, this is coming. First release on Monday will be the ability for you to track different strategies that we're launching with our own wallets, and then you'll be able to track those wallets. And then very quickly thereafter, you'll be able to come and deploy your own agents and have those trading. And as part of the layer 1 that we're launching, the best strategies will be rewarded with emissions from the protocol. Essentially, like a fee from trading through the platform goes back to the layer 1. Those fees are used to buy back tokens on the network, rather like Hyperliquid does or many of the other layer 1s. And that is giving you, the trader, access to the data, access to the platform. So you're paying a fee to use the data, use the platform from your success. And based on the, what am I trying to say here? Based on the
emissions and strategies. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, based on the emissions going to the top agents and the best performing strategies as per performance, you'll get the most emissions, which is super exciting, really exciting. I'll pause there if there's any questions.
I mean,
information.
Damn. You know, I was excited for you to demo this today, Brendan. Admittedly, guys, I work at Gopher, and I did not anticipate this to be so feature rich. Like, this is so robust in terms of the ability to set all these parameters in building custom agents, and then being able to understand the prompt, the actual functionality on what it's going to trade on. I mean, really stunning. This is I'm blown away. I'm a bit speechless. Like, this is like astounding. So just to summarize again, Brendan did such a phenomenal job, but we're going to deploy agents that you can monitor first and see their performance in a nice dashboard, and track all of the different configs that go into those agents. And then we're going to give you the ability to deploy your own agent that you can customize, built on Gopher's proprietary data that's being used to power GoTrader and all of the functionality that's doing these insanely prescient market predictions and analysis. And then you're going to be able to apply that to agents that you want to build, that you want to customize. And if you customize some baller agent that's just crushing the market, then you're going to actually earn emissions from the network for having such a successful agent. And what that essentially does is bring in thousands, maybe millions of people who are going to be deploying their own custom agents to compete. And that competitive environment is essential to create iterative innovation in the agents and the LLM and the data itself. So we're going to keep learning through the work that you do, and then it's going to be iteratively improving at this massive velocity. And not only is that super cool, not only is your agent going to be able to bring in revenue that's going into your wallet, but you're going to also be able to earn GeoAI emissions, Gopher token emissions, to reward you for being smart and configuring something that's successful. But you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to solve it all, because we're giving you all these tools to set up your agent in such a brilliant and lean fashion that gives you just the step-by-step builder of how it's going to be configured so that you can find your edge. So yeah, did I summarize that properly, Brendan? Is that a good?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it just kind of gives clarity. So again, I'll just show this to everyone again, sort of the behavior, and I think it's really good how this relates to the last 24 hours, right? So if we look at this. This is the auto majors. It's only trading on major pairs on Hyperliquid. You can see it again, like it was dilly-dallying
Your screen's
around.
not on. You need to share your screen again.
Oh, weird. Oh, sorry, it's just delayed.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see like it's dilly-dallying around, like figuring out where to find direction. This is, let's just go to this view here. And this is all in my local time right now. So the market started dropping here, like it broke this critical level at like 7 a.m. this morning. Let's see, and this was positioning itself, short around 7 a.m. And then when everything started to break down, that's when it's kind of, we're sort of stagnating around this level at the moment for like the last, period of time as this is also extending along here. This is only a 24-hour scale. This is more like 24 hours here. Let's go back to 11 a.m. There we go. So this is from 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 11 last night. And you can just see how you're not having to be ready and primed to take this move. All the time the market is figuring its own direction. This is adjusting, recalibrating, and then being in position for when the market does decisively move in whatever direction it decides to go in. So yeah, super excited to get this out to everyone. Really excited to put out our own agent arena like N of One did, and sort of be the best at doing this in the market, and then also giving everyone here the opportunity to have access to alpha as well.
So cool. Grant, any thoughts?
No, I'm excited to get my hands dirty.
Yeah, sweet. I like, if we've got, I think, over 700 people viewing and tuning into the stream right now. If you didn't catch all that, go back and watch it when the stream is up, because that was insane and just absolutely wild. What we're actually building here at Gopher. And I think that this stream can really help everyone understand that why we are positioning our layer one as being the world's first layer one purpose built for AI trading, right? It's extremely precise, exactly what we're here setting out to achieve. And this is from years of building and learning how to combine high quality verifiable data with leading state-of-the-art LLMs and foundation models. Like when you put that together and you actually know how to work with it, you can create what we've created here. That's also doing analysis around a broad amount of categories. So pricing data, sentiment data, it's extremely robust, and we'll always be looking to expand the data sets, as that's also a key piece of what earns emissions on the layer one is data contributors, people who are bringing in unique data sets that can power more of these trading agents and this automation. I think one thing that would be great to highlight, Brendan, obviously we unveiled our layer one design this week, as well as the breakdown of how the token sale works. And one of the things that we included in this is how we're unlocking the $5 trillion hedge fund industry. That's trillion with a T, not billion with a B. That is 5 Elon Musk pay packages for those who are paying attention.
That's fucking crazy.
Crazy.
That really is. It's a good question. So, when you look at financial markets and especially crypto, everybody is out there trying to differentiate themselves and demonstrate, value and what we should be doing that has value in crypto. But every year there's a new fucking L1 that's going to do something bonkers. Like, I hate to say it, but Mega ETH probably won't even be spoken about in 2 years' time. Why do we need a real-time settlement layer on top of Ethereum when there aren't really now today any apps built on top of Ethereum that have got users? Like, what apps have users? Hyperliquid. Where is Hyperliquid built? Hyperliquid EVM. Whereas Aster built on its own zero-knowledge settlement layer. And if you really kind of think about like how products are built in Web3 and who uses those products, it's very clear. It is people that are trading and operating within a 24/7 financial market. A 24/7 financial market that is increasingly becoming more open. 2 years ago, DeFi was getting shut down by the SEC. Everybody was terrified about what they're building, and the innovation that was coming out of the space was really being stifled. Today, that's very different. Today, the innovation is being encouraged, it's being welcomed, and to be perfectly honest, it is like a good thing for everybody on this spaces. It's a good thing for the world. Like, financial products need to be made available to more people, so as more people can have opportunity and access. And the way those financial products are going to be given to people is through education, learning. Like, I see a comment here, it's like someone's saying it'd be great to have some how-to videos on what we're doing. Absolutely. Like, guides, how-tos. The point of this product is to allow people to gain entry to the Web3 space and trading in a way that doesn't get them wrecked. So like, if you're properly managing risk, the likelihood of getting wrecked goes down significantly. I'm not here to tell you you're going to win every trade. Like, that's not the name of the game. The name of the game is to lose enough with such a small amount that when you win big. And when you win big, you manage that position to return a lot. You're not hoping to win big and gambling and then potentially losing a lot. So most people come into the space, especially like meme coins or other tokens, like thinking that they're going to buy a big bag and it's going to go to the moon like their nearest crypto Twitter influencer. It's not how this works. Like, that is pure luck. And with luck comes bad luck, and bad luck will wreck you. What we're building here is a platform that's geared for the way the world is going. The world is going in a direction where there is, as Amato said, in the hedge fund space that trades on traditional markets and crypto markets, $5 trillion of capital. That's fucking huge. I mean, that is an insurmountable amount of money. And when you couple that with a market that's growing like crypto, where trading and getting an edge is going to be the biggest market. This can be seen with Hyperliquid, it can be seen with Aster, it can be seen with Binance as an exchange, it can be seen as Coinbase. The best way for users to succeed in this game is to have the same tools that hedge funds do, is to bring institutions into the space. But when that happens, it's done in a way, I want to say responsibly, but the responsible part of this is on you as the end user to use tools that help you win. And like, we're here to give you tools that help you win. We're here to give you tools that are going to tell you, wait, don't make a fucking trade today because the market's shit. Don't chase FOMO, sit on the sidelines and wait for a better opportunity and be patient, which is completely the opposite way to the way in which the market is often promoted. So we believe that with this, $5 trillion is $100 billion of annual revenue that hedge funds make just in their management fee, in their 2% management fee. The layer one capturing a fraction of the management fees for capital managed on top of our layer one using our tools is a multi-billion-dollar revenue for the layer one. This is absolutely huge, and we will be one of the biggest revenue platforms in the entire space because of our ability to attract capital, because of our ability to underwrite risk, because of our ability to onboard users. That is going to make us the absolute home for every trading decision that goes into every single one of these other platforms that you see on a daily basis. So this is bigger than Hyperliquid. This is bigger than Aster. This is the framework that allows access to all of those places in a way where the best capital with the lowest risk, with the highest profitability, with the longest time in the market, because people aren't going to get right, comes to operate on this layer one. And these are the tools you're going to do and use to achieve that.
That's amazing. Yeah. So like the elephant in the crypto living room is the fact that the biggest use case for crypto is the market itself.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the thing that we maybe don't care to want to admit, but like there's a reason why Coinbase is worth what it is, and Circle, you know, not a knock to Circle, but the stock has been under big sell pressure since IPO, right? Like stable coins have a great use case, they have a great value, but where is the current greatest value of use cases of stable coins? It's in exchanges and markets, right? And then we see the evolution of this. There was a news story today that Polymarket just announced a partnership with the UFC to be their like leading prediction market platform for the UFC, which has become one of the biggest global sports brands in the world. Signed a $7 billion contract with Paramount this year. This is like insane. So like, what is that? That is the fact that an innovative market-based use case built with crypto has been the breakout star of this industry. What also has been all the what's the most reliable unicorn in this industry? It's all of the exchanges, right? It's the market itself that has been the big winner and will continue to be positioned as the big winner because it is the ultimate pick and shovel in an expanding financial ecosystem that will have additional use cases that will grow. We're not saying that it doesn't have any other use cases. We're just saying that this is the biggest. But ultimately, as this ecosystem does grow and there's more participation, everyone is looking for where they can get an edge. And since the advent of AI, so I'll give a little sampling here. You know, there has been other machine learning models that have sort of come into the market in the traditional market, but there's been a lot of issues with them. The very few that work, a lot of them are arbitrage based and they find little discrepancies in the market and then they overtrade them out of the market and people catch on, or they get crowded and they immediately become obsolete, right? And so this has been a cat and mouse game where there's been this this kind of aspirational hope that at some point this machine learning AI, and since like the advent of AI, obviously everyone's going, well, when can this super hyper intelligent model actually do the thing that everyone's wanted it to do, which is trade, which is generate money in an automated way? And our approach, and you know, I think kudos to Brendan and his vision here, and maybe even his background, is not to just make this a backdoor thing available to these institutions, but it's actually to blow the lid off of them and create an incentivized ecosystem where everyone can participate in this, and it performs so well that the institutions are going to be coming in to Gopher to use it, even if they're just hedging their manual or in-house models because of the potential performance here.
We saw it with Robinhood, right? Like this is a pretty well trodden path with fintech. Robinhood have done it really, really effectively. Like, how can you make stocks available to the masses? The amount of capital in the public's hands when it comes to billions of people globally eclipses that 5 trillion number. So you give people the same tools, the same opportunities. This has already happened with Bitcoin. Like, again, this is not something that's new. Like Bitcoin 2013 was low friction, low barrier to entry compared to, people that had no access to financial services. Like you could go onto localbitcoins.com and do an OTC trade with somebody through the platform, or you could go meet someone in like a mall somewhere and do a cash transaction. Like literally, this is how you could do it in 2013, 2014, in a way that you couldn't do that with stocks. You could speculate on a new asset in a way that you couldn't do with stocks without having some access to some broker. Obviously, Robinhood changed that with stocks. Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, all the others, Gemini have changed that with crypto for us. And like this is the next wave. Like, we're seeing stock perps on Hyperliquid. That's going to continue. We're seeing real world assets coming onto these platforms. There'll be gold, perpetual futures. Every asset you can think about, there'll be a perpetuals market for. There are prediction markets. There's going to be perpetual markets that are backed by prediction markets. So you have like a synthetic perpetuals that is, trading binary outcomes on Polymarket, and the perp will track the performance of those binary outcomes in the same way like an ETF does for long short positions on like the FTSE or like S&P 500 or whatever. So this is going to explode from here. Like what we're seeing right now is a fraction of the products in the market that we're going to see even in the next month. Like already in the last 2 days, we've had Nvidia, Tesla, all added to Hyperliquid. I think we're like 3 or 4. I've lost track of how many, of the stock assets or tracker assets are on Hyperliquid. But that's now going to explode. HIP-3 is going to go through the roof, and you're all going to need good tools to be able to do this that are low friction and easy to use, giving people the tools that the exchanges gave people over the last 5 or 6 years, but in this particular use case. Anyways, super excited to build with you all. Excited if you all to get hands on the new automation product. People will start betting on the outcomes of agents. Like there's going to be like a prediction market around like the performance of trading agents. This thing just scales like crazy into all these different avenues. And it's really exciting what gets built on top of this.
I love it. I mean, it's like really future thinking. Like I love that. Like this is the inevitable outcome of where things go, right? Like that is the thing to
Exactly.
always, yeah, right. Like you have to build as a builder, as a visionary, you have to build towards inevitability. And when you build towards inevitability, you're actually future-proofing yourself to have some kind of guaranteed success, right? Like it was obvious that electric cars were going to become much more popular. So build towards that inevitability, right? There's all sorts of inevitabilities you can think, but this one is not only an inevitability, but it's actually something that we have the tools to build right now. So this was insane alpha for everyone. And we're getting close on time here. I'm just going to share my screen for a couple closing things, and we will start to, hold on one sec. Anybody have any questions while I get my screen up?
I'm just hoping that we can get this out to you all next week, and we can actually start featuring some agents that you all launch yourselves, which will be great.
Cool. Oh, Grant, you mind muting for me? Thanks. Cool. So one little fun thing is that we now have a quest for our weekly alpha to everyone. The hoodie may look familiar. Check out this guy. Yeah, always coding. So this is, I'm glad that Brendan rocked the hoodie. So make sure to complete this quest. It's linked under the stream below to like and engage with today's stream. And we'll have this be something that you guys can farm each and every week for the stream. The other thing that I want to mention is our new Gopher ICO presale reg page is live. The team killed it. It looks so good. And you guys can see the countdown. Man, so a couple things with this. One, we announced the time of the sale today with the launch of this. So that is a very exciting win. I don't have the time in front of me. Do you remember what it is when it's?
Yes, it was 8 a.m. Oh, let me double check. It's
okay,
in our Slack. We are switching between time zones to make sure we got the right time zones for everybody.
Yeah, well, you pull that up. You guys can see here everyone's total interest, the raise cap, the hypothetical FDV, and the participants. This is super cool. I'm lagging a little bit, but I think you can hear me. So essentially, one thing that makes this sale very unique is that you will set the price. This is a classic auction style, which is really exciting. And this is going to be taking place next Tuesday. So if you haven't yet, please make sure to register for the ICO presale. We have these token bonuses, these early support bonuses for your participation. So if you get in early and you're here for when the sale takes place and you get all squared away, you're going to get these bonuses. And then obviously Gopher is an entirely new ecosystem with an entirely new model. And with that will be entirely new tokenomics. So you're buying Gopher token into that new model, and we're really excited to have you be a participant in this. Make sure to register today. That link is below here. And Brendan, did you find the time?
Yes, it's 5 a.m. Pacific. That's 1 p.m. in the afternoon UTC is when that is. So yeah, 5 a.m. Pacific time, my time, and Grant's time, 1 p.m. UTC. And that will be clearly put on the page with other time zones in an update later today. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. No, I've forgotten. It's
all right.
All
good. So amazing, killer alpha for everyone. Hope you guys loved it. Make sure to like it, share it, and participate in that quest. Little disclaimer once again is that this was not financial advice. Everything you learned here was just simply us showing you the power of AI and data in being able to analyze and work the markets. So with that, any closing thoughts before we end the stream?
Just excited to get automated trading out into all of your hands and feature some of your best agents in some of the upcoming episodes, and keep the feedback coming. Like the feature that Grant demoed today was a direct result of your feedback and input, and we've got more coming. So the more we get feedback from you all, the better. And yeah, excited to have you on board. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention. Well, Amateo said that with the sale, it's you set the price. There is a cap on the price. If you do the math, with a 500K pre-sale, which is relatively small for early community, the amount that's being sold sets like an effective cap at 20 million FTV. So we're doing it at a very low FTV, so as the community can have the best chance of getting in at a reasonable price, and just being transparent there. You can all do the math, you'll be able to work it out, but that's what it actually works out as the cap effectively.
It's a great opportunity. I didn't say that, but it really is. It really is. So with that, this has been amazing. Thank you to like the 900 of you that tuned in today. We appreciate every single one of you Gophers. You guys rock. Grant, any final thoughts?
No, I'm just really excited. I think we've been putting a lot of attention on the agents, and I just wanted to say that really the layer one creates a competition for everyone. You can be a data provider. The list goes on, and agents that trade is really just one sort of outcome of this layer one move. So looking forward to that.
Awesome.
All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.